Mark Schlereth. Mark, whose side are you on here, Le'Veon's or the Steelers?
Yeah, that's a $64,000 question because I understand both sides of this story. Le'Veon Bell is one of the most exceptional runners I've ever watched run. One of the most patient runners. He does a better job, in my mind, of any running back in the league as far as setting up his blocks, being patient, setting up guys so that they can get to the second level, so they can get their blocks, and then running off of those blocks. But I think you have to look at this, as a running back, I would look at it, look at the contracts given out to the rest of the players in the league and say, I want mine. Like I want that type of contract, that type of long-term security. So I get that, and I want all players to have that long-term security. But when you look at the transition from the college game, where a lot of positions don't translate well, I mean, it's hard to move the quarterback position with the spread offenses and the wider hashes. It's hard to move to the next level. It takes a ton of work, and it takes a ton of kind of your football understanding, your football acumen. You don't huddle in college and all these things. The offensive line, that's a tough transition to make it to the next level. Like the running back position is the one position that we have seen over the course of time with Ezekiel Elliott, right? David Johnson, Kareem Hunt, Alvin Kamara. We can just go on and on and on where these guys transition well. And I think the running back position is the one position in football where you look at it and you say, hey, listen, he's an elite guy and he caught 85 passes last year and he did all these things for us. But we can have 2 or 3 different guys serve those roles, like the Philadelphia Eagles. Like that's so. I guess I get both positions. I'd love to see him get paid long term, but it's the running back position, and it's just not going to happen for you. So you have to change. I think as a running back, you have to change your expectations, or you got to play on a bunch of one-year deals like he's been playing on.
Well, my thing is that the problem that I have is that he's fulfilled his obligation. So what they do basically is that they use the guy up. Because he's on a played 3 years. I think it was a 3rd round pick. So he's a 3rd round, 4th round pick, maybe a 2nd or 3rd round pick. But anyway, okay, 3 years. So 20, 21, 22. Because I think Le'Veon still, he's not even 26 years of age. So they using him. Now, you know what? No. Because my thing is that if you give Le'Veon a long-term deal, and I'm thinking a long-term deal, I'm thinking 2 years, $30 million guaranteed. No ifs, ands, or buts, because they want to do the deals. Well, if you're on the roster at the start of the new year, we'll do this. And if you play this many games, we'll do that. They'll say, well, wait a minute. You keep telling me if I put up these numbers, first team, all NFL, all pro, what's that worth? I see AB get his money. I see Ben get his money. I see Castro, Villanueva get their money.
Right.
What about me? And what the NFL owners have done, and the Players Association have done a terrible job, is that they've allowed them to be slotted. A running back, you can only make this amount of money, Stink. Offensive line, you can only make this. Well, Le'Veon is a unique player, and I think he should be compensated uniquely. Granted, he catches 85 balls. That's middle to upper level wide receiver skill. 1,300 yards. He's what, 3rd, 4th in the league in rushing?
3rd. So
at some point in time, you guys are like, okay, look, you got to pay me. So if I'm Le'Veon Bell, look at Steelers, I could have made it easy for you guys. If you say give me 2 years at $30 million guaranteed, I'm at 14.5 this year. All you're really doing is guaranteeing 2019. Ta-da! Everybody's happy, Skip. Then you can make that number whatever you want to. You can say it's 5 years, $100 million, but I need for the first 2 fully guaranteed. I need that old Kirk Cousins deal. Ain't no ifs saying if I do this, I do that. Kirk Cousins. You got $84 million over the next 3 years.
So I think you both know that you cannot pay, especially a running back, for what he's done as opposed to what he will do, because you can't look back and say, well, you've earned this much money, because it has to be what's next.
So you believe he's gonna make? Do you believe he's gonna earn $14 million? So why are you getting $14 million? You should just let him go. If you don't believe he's gonna be worth anything, just let him go.
Glad you brought that up, because I think that's still on the table. Because they could easily rescind the franchise tag after they didn't get a deal done. They could wait all the way up to close to the start of the season and just rescind it, send him on his way, because he's making waves about playing only maybe 8 of the games, saving himself for the future contract. And it may serve Pittsburgh well just to cut bait here and say, well, go get your money someplace else. Because if he plays the usual amount of games next year, his touches are going to surpass those of one DeMarco Murray, who just hit the running back wall after 7 years. So, again, they both, Le'Veon catches it a lot, but you get tackled when you catch it, too. And you only have, as you be the first to say, you have so many hits in your body.
Absolutely.
And he's taken a whole bunch of them. I know he's patient, and I know he tiptoes, but then he's high contact, because once he ducks his head and goes, he runs into and over a lot of people, and you just can't take that many more hits. So I think Pittsburgh has played this beautifully with one franchise tag. There's one that was offered or it was out there, but it's still not a done deal because he hasn't signed it yet.
Because that way he doesn't get fined by not showing up to mandatories and not showing up to training camp.
Correct.
So that's why he doesn't sign it.
Okay, but again, I wouldn't blame Pittsburgh for one more franchise tag, and then let him be Kirk Cousins and let somebody laughably overpay for Le'Veon Bell on the open market, because all it takes is one team, and all it takes is the Vikings to overpay for Kirk Cousins at $28 million. He's not remotely worth that, and they will live to regret the day that they gave him that much money.
It comes down to the prime of your career. And most of us, when we hit the prime of our career as players, we're 28, right? We've learned through our mistakes. Now we've hit the prime. We're 28 through 32. There's a prime earning, and that's when you're going to play your best football, because it's when your physical skills start to match your mental acumen for the game.
Okay, that works at your position.
Right.
It doesn't
every
work
position,
at this one.
At running back,
Yep.
you hit your prime at 23.
You do. You do.
Right? And at 27, you're exiting your prime. And the NFL teams just know that that's the odds. That's the way this is played. And they just don't want to pay. They just flat don't want to play a running back. And like you said, it's a great point. We've allowed that to be the way you get slotted. It's like the tight end that catches a lot of. It's like Rob Gronkowski. I'd like a new contract because I play inside, I motion across, I hit the whams, I play outside, I get a corner on me, I do everything. Why can't I get paid like just an elite player, as opposed to saying, well, but you're a tight end. Yeah, and I get the argument, but we've allowed it to happen.
Right. But the thing that helps Le'Veon, Skip, is that he doesn't do OTAs, he doesn't do mini camps, he doesn't do training camp. So and he doesn't do preseason. So the last couple of years, he hadn't had the normal wear and tear, because that's what helped AP. AP took no carries. LaDainian Tomlinson went about a decade and never played a preseason game. So that helps also. It's the days of, like, when Stink and I played, you played in the preseason. You might not play the first. We played 10 plays, and then that increased to 15, and then you went 3 quarters, and then we sat out. These guys now, these veteran players, they might play 15 the whole preseason, if they play at all. I'd be shocked if Tom Brady plays more than a half this preseason, maybe the third game.
Okay. So the Steelers could go forward with that James Conner they drafted a year ago in the third round from Pitt. They seem to like him, and they could go get Adrian Peterson as a backup, Alfred Morris, who I like a lot. They could even try to talk DeMarco Murray to come out of retirement, which he probably would, to just be a backup. So you could try to mix and match that way and get it. Would they be Le'Veon? Would they add up to Le'Veon? Probably not. But you got the playmaker in Antonio, and you got Juju, and you're more of a flying circus than a running team.
But they have a history, too. 2 years ago, D'Angelo Williams filled in the first few games of the season, led the league in rushing. So they're like, well, we're pretty good.
Right.
We got enough passing game to take some pressure off that. We're pretty good. We feel pretty confident in our system and our quarterback and our receivers. We'll be okay.
But the thing that makes them unique, Skip, is that you can't. If you drop that third guy, if you drop that extra guy down in the box to take away the run, that means you're going one-on-one with AB and Juju. Do you really want that? Now, if you black off and play coverage, now it's 7 in the box, and you're going one-on-one with that was when we had GD. Okay, how you want to do this? You want to drop the 8th guy to stop the run, or do you want to go one-on-one with me and Ed and Rod? What you want to do? You can't be right, because we're gonna run it down your throat. And we're gonna throw it.
Mentality, as opposed to what they used to be.
They're
going to beat you throwing it.
Yeah.
Like the Cowboys are going to beat you running it with Zeke. But these guys?
This is not your grandfather, your father's Pittsburgh Steelers.
No.
They'll throw it. But Le'Veon, going to get that money. Well, it's too late now, because basically it's $14.5 million. But I don't believe they offered. If they would have given him $30 million fully guaranteed for 2 years,
No, they didn't do that.
I believe
there's no way.
There's no way he turns that down.
Nope. Agreed.
So, okay,
All right. We solved it.
Yeah, done. You know what?
Maybe not.
You know what, fellas? Listen, I get it. Business is business, right? But I hate what I hear, which I don't think is the league's intention. but it sounds like an affect, a punitive affect that ends up happening for the running back position.
It is.
And that's unfortunate.
Well, what happened is that when the players struck in 1987, which was the last one, they had some big name players. I don't need to mention their names. You can go back and look it up. They crossed the picket line.
They did.
In 2021, there's going to be
more in Dallas, Texas.
Yeah, there's a lot of other ones too. I ain't gonna call no names, but you can look it up. Skip. In order for this to be effective, so you get more guaranteed money and lifetime benefits, you're gonna have to be willing to miss some paychecks.
Yeah.
So if I'm the NFL players, I'm not buying a house, I'm not buying a car for the next 2 years. Because I'm gonna anticipate I'm gonna miss some checks. I'm gonna get lifetime benefits and I'm gonna get more guaranteed money.